Good morning, North Georgia. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here with an update to the forecast. It is Sunday, so we like to do our weekly weather updates to keep everybody informed on what you can expect for the week ahead. And man, did we have a lot going on this past week. Everything from strong to severe storms. We had a tornado up in Gilmer County. We're still waiting on the final results from the National Weather Service from that. But the preliminary results that came in showed that it was an EF1. And it had winds anywhere from 90 to 100 miles per hour. What we're still waiting on is the exact wind speed that the National Weather Service thinks that the storm had, or the tornado had rather, and then also the length of the path of the tornado, how long it was on the ground and how far it traveled. We're going to get that from the National Weather Service likely over the next few days. They had also been surveying two other spots that had been hit by tornadoes outside of the 11 Alive viewing area down into central portions of Georgia. Dodge County was one of those places, and they were able to release a full report on those tornadoes. But again, we are still waiting. The National Weather Service still surveying Gilmer County. We'll let you know that as soon as we know it right here at 11 Alive. So what do we have going on right now? You know, things are pretty quiet out there, and over the last couple of days, things have been quiet, really ever since Friday afternoon, and it got quiet just in time too. We got the cloud cover out of here in time for the Northern Lights. Some communities got to see it, but not everybody was able to get out to see it. I know a lot of people tried to get out to see it just last night, but unfortunately last night we kind of missed out on it. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about what things are like out there right now. We have a little bit of cloud cover in there that moved in as we headed through the middle to latter part of this morning. It's going to be sticking around a majority of today. Partly cloudy. We may have a period or two where we're mostly sunny this afternoon, but we are going to have a lot more cloud cover today than what we had on Saturday. Now, we had a G4 level on the geomagnetic storm index last night, and then it dropped to a G3. Now, there's a big difference in each of these levels on whether or not we're going to see the Northern Lights or not. Remember, going into Friday, we were at a G4, but then they upgraded it to a G5 pretty much right as this geomagnetic storm was arriving. And I want you to take a look at what the text says there for a geomagnetic storm at a G5 level. Auroras could be possible all the way down to the Caribbean. So yeah, here in Georgia, we saw it. We saw the aurora light up the sky. We saw it even all the way down to portions of the Gulf of Mexico. There were people sending in photos, and all the way down into the peninsula of Florida, which is just amazing to see. Such a rare occurrence. I mean, this was extremely rare. Consider yourself very lucky if you were out to see it. Then we moved into Saturday, and it looked like we were still going to have the possibility there to see the aurora again, but unfortunately, as it got closer, NOAA upgraded our G4 downgraded it rather to a G3, and then we ended up not really having any aurora last night. Now, for right now, they're saying that another pulse is approaching the Earth's magnetic field, and that is allowing us to have more of the solar winds again, and or rather more of the aurora occurring in the Northern Lights. But unfortunately, it's daylight right now here in North Georgia here as of 11 a.m. on Sunday. Tonight, we are going to have the chance again for an aurora. They're thinking that there's still going to be a lot of energy passing through the atmosphere that could allow us to see it, but we are going to have a few clouds. That's the only catch. More on the cloud forecast in a moment. Let's take a look at what some of the photos look like on Friday. This is from Lauren up in Hiawassee. Take a look at that. The reds and pinks streaming across the sky. Absolutely beautiful there. You said you saw Mrs. Fish's photo here in Ellijay, stunning with the reds, and even seeing some of those green hues across the horizon from Crystal Mendoza up in the Cumming area. You know, I really envy y'all. Y'all got to get out there and see the aurora. I actually had to go to bed to do the newscast Saturday morning early on Friday, and while I was asleep is when they upgraded us to the G5 level. I'll tell you, when we're at a G4, typically it doesn't make it down to North Georgia. Typically, you have to be up into Tennessee, North Carolina, maybe even further north to see the aurora. But when they upgraded that to the G5, then we could see it here in North Georgia. So I went to bed thinking that I wasn't going to be able to get the chance to see it unless I drove some certain distance and had to work the next day. I tried to get out and see it last night myself. I was out at Lake Allatoona, and there was a big group all around my wife and I as we were hoping to see it. But unfortunately, again, we just didn't see it. So I'm glad that some of y'all got out to see it though, and you shared your photos with us on the 11 Alive Storm Trackers Facebook group. If you haven't shared your photos with us yet, go ahead on over to the 11 Alive Storm Trackers Facebook group. Share your photos. We would love to share them on air and also online. A lot of y'all shared them with us, and man, they were absolutely stunning. Now for tonight. You're going to have the possibility, again, right now we're at a G4, but NOAA could end up upgrading us to a G5 again, like what we had Friday night. And if that does happen, then of course we would have more aurora. But unfortunately, we have a lot of cloud cover moving in. We have the clouds out there right now, and they're going to be sticking around as we head into tonight. I would say the earlier part of the evening is going to be your better shot if we're going to have this at all. And you see here by the time we get to about 10 o'clock, again, there could be a little bit of an aurora going on, but we do have the mostly cloudy sky. So be sure to get out early if you can. I'm going to get out there myself and try to see it. Now, I'm probably not going to be out there super late because I know the cloud cover is going to thicken up there, especially closer on towards midnight, but I'm at least going to give it one more shot, and I hope that y'all can get out there too and see it. Try to see it at least one more time. Again, it's such an extremely rare thing for our area. You don't want to miss out on it. So now moving past the whole Northern Lights experience that we've been dealing with recently, let's talk about what we have in the forecast here for this week. We have a lot of cloud cover out there right now. Taking a wider look across the southeast shows that some spots aren't just dealing with the clouds, they're also dealing with a little bit of rain. Central Alabama has that right now, but all of that is kind of fizzling out as it gets closer to us here in North Georgia. We just get the cloud cover here for Mother's Day. And by the way, happy Mother's Day to all those moms out there. You have a great day ahead of you because, again, no rain. And we're going to get a few peaks of sunshine as we head throughout the afternoon. Heading throughout the timeline here, forecast track shows that sunshine kind of showing up by the time we get to about the 4, 5, 6 o'clock time frame. Sunset for today is going to be a little bit after 8 o'clock, and you see the cloud cover kind of building in from the west there as we head closer to that time frame. By 7:30, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. We then drop down into the 70s as we head into tonight, eventually 60s by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. Some spots in the 50s though. And this is by about 9 p.m. You see the clouds. Temperatures in the 70s, and then as we head into the overnight time frame, the clouds again will really start to build in. You see the shower activity further off to the west, that's going to move over us. By the way, I'm actually going to bump this back really quick on the timeline because I want to show you all something. If you don't have work Monday and you want to try to drive to see the eclipse, the aurora, again, it is not a guarantee that we're going to even see it as far south as North Carolina and Tennessee. Can't guarantee that, but if you were trying to get away from the cloud cover, maybe if you head up to the Asheville area, Morristown, Tennessee, Asheville, North Carolina there, and Morristown, Tennessee, maybe you'll have a better shot to avoid some of this cloud cover. But again, I know that's a lot of gas money. You're not guaranteed to see it up there even. So I don't want you to get too excited and think, man, I got to do this if I want to see it. It's still possible that you miss out on it. But if you're willing to kind of take a gamble there and head on up there, again, you could escape at least the cloud cover. Let's talk about the rain a little bit. We do have the shower activity back in the forecast as we head into Monday. This is 7 a.m. A few isolated to scattered showers there around 7 o'clock Monday morning, a lot of cloud cover. Rain is going to move over us as we head into the afternoon. Notice that a majority of the rain will be along I-20 and south, maybe even a few thunderstorms here and there, but not expecting anything severe. And then we get to about 5 p.m. A lot of the shower activity will move out, and then we will be left with cloud cover for Tuesday early in the morning. We move into Tuesday by about 8:30 a.m., a few showers out there, and then we have the possibility for even a few rumbles of thunder. I'm thinking Tuesday afternoon. This is by the time we get to about 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Some thunderstorms starting to move into western portions of Georgia. They'll move across pretty quickly and then out of here. Those storms, we may have a storm or two become strong to severe, but the risk really isn't that high. It's a very low chance for severe weather, just a marginal risk, level 1 out of 5, the lowest level on the scale. Damaging wind would be the main threat with those storms, and of course we'll continue to keep you updated on that as we get closer to Tuesday and the chance for those storms. Now, a really great tool to have whenever we have strong storms move through is of course the 11 Alive app. You can get live looks at radar whenever you're on the go. Live weather alerts right there to your phone. So if you were in Gilmer County during the tornado warning this past week, your phone would have gone off and it would have told you that you were under a tornado warning at the time, whenever that was passing through. A great tool to have, and also if you lose power, as long as you still have cell reception and your phone is charged, you see at the bottom of the screen there on the phone that you see there, it says watch live. You can watch weather updates like the one you're watching right now, or 11 Alive whenever, let's say, Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is in giving updates. You can watch him live as he's covering those strong to severe storms, even if you lose power at home. Again, the 11 Alive app, a great tool to have. Make sure you also download the 11 Alive Plus app there for your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. If you were to miss a newscast, let's say you woke up a little too late to catch Chesley, Aisha, Cheryl, and Crash, you could actually go watch the newscast whenever it's timely for you. You don't have to then wait until 11 Alive News at midday there at 11 o'clock. You could go back and watch the newscast from 6 o'clock. If it's 7 and you missed the newscast, you can go back and watch it. A great tool to have there. Let's take a look at rain chances. Again, the rain chances ramping up for Monday and then into Tuesday. And actually, with some of the latest model data, Monday may actually end up being a little bit wetter. You may see meteorologist Nicole Hartford this afternoon bump up that 40% chance a little bit higher as confidence continues to build as we get closer to these showers moving into our region. It does look very wet this next week. You saw multiple chances for rain there over the next 5 days. Anywhere from 1 inch to 3 inches of rainfall are going to be possible. It's going to be plenty of rainfall to continue to add to the rain gauge. Of course, we are ahead for this year. You see, we should be at just about 19 inches on rain, but here we are at nearly 25 inches on rain so far for the year. So we are more than 6 inches, just barely more than 6 inches ahead of where we should be. We did pick up a little bit this past week, and of course, we're going to add a lot more here for the month of May. Looking at your 7-day forecast, you see that we do have the dry conditions here for Mother's Day. Showers and storms possible here from Monday all the way through Wednesday. Just a slight chance for Wednesday. Most of us will be dry there. Drier on Thursday with a high of 84. That'll be the hottest day of the week before more storms move in for Friday and Saturday. Looking at your 8 to 14 day outlook beyond the next 7 days, you see that it could continue to be a fairly wet pattern. So as we move into the end of the month of May, still looks like we could be dealing with a lot of rainfall and above average temperatures. Above average temperatures this time of year would be about the mid 80s. So that's what we're expecting kind of for the end of the month of May. Quick look across the Peach State. The state of Georgia going to be dealing with storms here and showers as we head into Monday and Tuesday. Rain chances are going to start to go down for many of us on Wednesday, but you see even Athens could still be dealing with some thunderstorm activity there. And temperatures, they're going to be around to even above average at times here as we head throughout the next 3 days, but not for everybody. There's going to be some spots that do stay a little bit cooler. Looking at your Georgia State Park forecast for tomorrow, again, it's looking pretty wet. Make sure you have the 11 Alive app so you can keep an eye on the radar so you know where those showers are going to be. And finally, your weekend getaways. If you're planning any big trips here across the southeast for next weekend, we talked about the rain chances here in the Atlanta area for Friday and Saturday. Well, much of the southeast is going to be dealing with those rain chances too on Friday and Saturday. Here in Atlanta, we get dry for Sunday, but then rain chances are going to move back in as we head into Monday. So that's going to be around Lake Lanier. So again, not too far from the Atlanta area. And then you also see some drier conditions in Gatlinburg for Sunday, as well as the Charleston area, but Destin could be dealing with a stormy weekend down there on the Emerald Coast. So I'm going to bring back up the 7-day forecast. Don't forget, you can get 11 Alive News right there at your fingertips with the 11 Alive app for your phone. Download the 11 Alive Plus app for your Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices. Don't forget, you can get updates on 11alive.com. We have a lot of stories and a lot of photos that we're sharing on 11alive.com regarding the Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights, rather, some of you may know it as. And then also a lot of stories on weather that's impacted us this last week, like what we had with the tornado up towards Gilmer County. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated on 11 Alive and 11alive.com. Have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll have your next update on Wednesday.